"You will never read at grade level," the principal told me in second grade. Now he wants to talk, but he didn't expect my response. I was 7 years old, sitting in Principal Lawson's office with my mom. The words on the page looked like they were swimming, letters flipping and rearranging themselves. My mom had tears streaming down her face while Lawson sat behind his desk with his arms crossed. "Mrs. Foster, your son has severe dyslexia. The letters don't make sense to him, and they probably never will. We're a small school with limited resources. I'm removing him from the reading program because it's taking time away from students who can actually learn." My mom's voice shook, "But there has to be something we can do." Lawson barely looked up. "Some kids just aren't meant for academic success. Your son will be fine doing manual labor. Not everyone needs to read well." That same afternoon, he announced during assembly that some students would no longer participate in reading time due to inability to keep up with grade-level expectations. Every kid knew he was talking about me. My parents hired Mrs. Drake, a reading tutor who came twice a week. She tried flashcards, phonics workbooks, and highlighted text. After 3 months, she quit saying I might have cognitive limitations beyond dyslexia. We tried Mr. Hayes next, who specialized in learning disabilities. He used colored overlays, different fonts, and audiobooks. Nothing worked. The letters still danced and switched places. He quit after 5 sessions. My mom found a learning center an hour away. We drove there every Saturday for 6 months. They used computer programs and multisensory techniques. My scores actually got worse. They finally admitted they couldn't help me. By 4th grade, I was reading at a kindergarten level. Teachers stopped calling on me. Kids stopped inviting me to study groups. Lawson saw me once in the library and smirked. "Still struggling, I see. Told your mother not to waste money on tutors." In 5th grade, everything changed because of Ms. Porter, my math teacher. During a quiz, she caught me counting on my fingers while reading word problems, whispering numbers under my breath. After class, she wrote 2 + 2 = 4 on the board. 2 + 2 = 4, I said immediately. Then she wrote it in words. I stared helplessly as the letters scrambled. She tilted her head. "What if we assigned numbers to sounds?" For the next 3 months, Ms. Porter created an entire system just for me. Every phonetic sound got a number. A was 1, B was 2, C was 3. She made charts where I could see 2-1-3 and know it spelled bad. She had me read everything out loud so I could hear the sounds while seeing the numbers. The numbers didn't swim like letters did. They stayed put. By 8th grade, I tested at grade level for the first time in my life, and by high school graduation, I was in AP classes making straight A's. Then last month, 10 years after Lawson told me I'd never read at grade level, my mom got a call. Principal Lawson wanted me to speak at the elementary school's Learning Differences Awareness Assembly. I was a college senior now, headed to graduate school for education. Lawson wanted to parade me around like he'd helped. I agreed to give the speech. The elementary school auditorium was packed. Lawson introduced me with a glowing speech about how our school has always supported students with different learning needs, and how we never give up on any child. I walked to the podium and saw a small girl in the 3rd row holding a picture book upside down, tears streaming down her cheeks while kids whispered and pointed. She reminded me of myself at 7. I set down my prepared speech. Principal Lawson told me when I was 7 years old, sitting in his office right down that hallway, that I would never read at grade level. He removed me from the reading program. He told my mom I should prepare for manual labor because some kids just aren't meant for academic success. He didn't get me help. He gave up on me, and he did it publicly, humiliating a 2nd grader in front of the entire school. The room went dead silent as Lawson's face turned bright red. I pulled out my phone and projected 17 emails from parents, all describing how he'd given up on their children with learning disabilities. I'm standing here because one teacher, Miss Porter, decided I was worth the effort. She created an entirely new teaching method just for me. She stayed after school every single day for 3 years. Miss Porter was crying in the audience, but our principal tried to throw me away, and he's been doing it to other kids ever since. The superintendent stood up from the back row. "Principal Lawson, my office, now." Parents started standing, shouting questions. Lawson tried to leave through the side door, but the superintendent blocked him. The investigation took 3 weeks. 17 families filed formal complaints. They found emails where Lawson had instructed teachers to not waste resources on lost causes. He was terminated and lost his teaching license. 15 years later, I walked into that same elementary school as its new principal. My first act was implementing Miss Porter's number sound system as an official accommodation. We hired 3 learning specialists and established zero tolerance for any staff member who suggests a child can't learn.